This is going to be a tough task. Milio is fantastic, can outclass the Renata, but this is going to be a tricky one to navigate.
I just don't really love their draft that much, I'm going to be honest. I do feel like LNG have kind of painted themselves into a corner a little bit. They have no ability to really be on the front foot. Like, yeah, you can kind of fish with Sejuani ults, but it's pretty tough. I think you get an early Mikhails. There's going to be some cleanses and things like that that are going to keep you relatively safe from it. The engage options are really, really poor, I do think, for LNG. For LNG, I think the early game is going to become so incredibly important. They're going to have to be able to kind of absorb these engages, utilize the Breath of Life here with Milio to try to cleanse out, AoE cleanse out the CC that's going to be coming with the hostile takeover. That's kind of going to be the job here of Hong. And they're going to have to hope that this keeps Scala safe, keeps Scout safe, and creates that space for them to take over a 5v5. But I feel like T1, especially with this Jace coming through, can play through sides, can be able to answer, can be able to poke, and I feel like they have got a lot more tools in their kit.
Yeah, because LNG outside of the Orianna is playing, and even that isn't going to be that good if you don't have control of the area already. A short-range composition into Poppy, Azir, and Renata, right? And I do also think that with the limited engage, the only reliable tool you have is a Sejuani, because the Milio is only going to serve as counter engage. It is going to become so hard to play this game if you lose control early on. You were playing down a ban against T1. There was just no option. You had to ban Ashe every single time as Tarzan and Owner are going to meet.
Walking in face to face. Sustained damage. Neither side has that much, but right now a lot of damage coming in for Tarzan. Owner now just going to zoom his way out to safety. That's the phase rush proccing. Buckler coming in. Both sides squaring up with the big old golem here. Flash in, wall bang, first blood! Owner living up to his name!
Owner plays it out perfectly, gets the aggro back onto Tarzan.
Does he get the blue?
And he's gonna get the blue as well. As Tarzan retreats back, he gets too close to the wall. Owner sees the opportunity, and now he's gonna try to cut off Scout here potentially. Scout senses it and does walk the long way, and you have that cleanse that is so valuable that is going to be there with the ulti to be able to answer what Keria is going to do. And it's also allowed Gala to play Ghost when generally against Renata you always have to play
six.
Tarzan looking down here on the bottom side. Good initial damage. Nice pull back on the shockwave. Guma still standing for now. The bailout will buy enough time for them to get one kill back. Tarzan still standing, and that means Guma will fall. LNG find an angle on bottom side, but here comes the hostile takeover. Faker knocking two, but the tower, it does not fire back. Owner does not have the angle to fall upon the Gala. He will just barely be able to find a Gala now, trying to make it out to safety. T1 need to get a kill back and return. Gala goes up, Gala goes down, but for now he is still standing. Finding the dissonance, finding the speed up. Gala making it out, and hope sparks anew for the side of LNG.
Oh, as we might have another return play here from Tarzan.
Rinse and repeat, finding the lineup, finding the angle, instant damage coming through Felios. They can get the root as well if they can find the mark, but nice counter punch coming in from Guma, using the ult to stop the play in its tracks. Gala continuing to step up. Desperate to get a little bit more here, but has to be careful. The mark now coming through. Bar is good damage. Guma wants to finish it, and he gets it! Absolutely outplayed in the 1v1. Guma finds the kill.
It's a 2v3, but T1 are on fire today.
Engage will be denied. T1 can just set their sights on the Drake. A bloody back and forth.
They push him out, sure. Tarzan gonna get away, but T1 will take the objective right off the back of it. Hong and Gala around. Tarzan is sniffing, but it's gonna be too little, it's gonna be too late, so it's about the fight if it's about anything.
On to Guma, follow-up is there. Owner not gonna connect, Zik on the backside. Hostile takeover is clean, and again, there's no cleanse available for Gala. It stops the play for now. Zika trying to find one. Owner surely should fall here. Still standing because of the bailout, but he will eventually die. LNG get the kill.
That is a big investment, though. Yes, they get the kill, but they lose the dragon, and Zeus is gonna have this freeway with the topside turret. T1 are still looking for a player. I don't know about that.
Have to be careful. Keria and Guma continuing to back up. 3 seconds left on Guma Yushi's ultimate.
There's no TPs.
Not without Iberis, cannot one-shot the wave.
Look at the Hex Gate. Faker's on his way.
Ulti available for Tarzan in just a couple of seconds here. Counting down, ticking away.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Faker gonna try to cover early ult to try to make it out safety. T1 backing off, and they're gonna kill! LNG linger for a bit too long, not respecting the burst, and here comes Faker. Tarzan getting shredded by the soldier. One more is gonna do it. The Emperor of Shurima finding the double.
The double kill for the king of the LCK.
Tarzan has been on the back foot right from the get-go, allowing Zeus to play basically an isolated 1v1, which with the Jace,
Faker
he's always going to win.
In the darkness, coming through, the pushback onto Zeus to the skies, dunked down, and T1 just running the rift.
It's dominance from T1. This one quickly getting out of hand as Owner going to be chasing down Tarzan. He's got to run. Scout pushing out that tier 1 bot, but...
Zooming in. Ulti goes a little bit wide, but the second half of the root on the Chain of Corruption will catch. Owner wants to keep this 1v1 going. Scout now retreating. Scout now coming in. Stun goes in. The pullback nice from Scout, buying a bit more time. But now again, the follow-up. The steadfast presence. And who is steadfast if not T1 in the face of elimination? 3 back-to-back clean early games as they fight against LNG.
I feel like, has this happened every single game? Like 3 Drakes? This early on is Tarzan.
Tarzan! That's your side of the rift. Zeus backing away. Gala off to the side. He can root up 2. Follow-up autos there. Roots. No, this buying a bit more time with the hostile takeover. Now they're now autoing each other. They're just killing each other. LNG, the fight instantly turned to beautiful from Carrier, but Scout can't get the damage. It is not enough.
T1 are going to keep the chase going. Faker's going to take the Hex hit. He wants to wrap behind them. Look at mid. Mid, they're going to try to get both towers. They'll prevent the charge on the tier 1 by killing it off. So they're going to push in that Herald and go for 2 towers off of the play. And off of the delay there from T1, they get a kill. They take 2 towers. They're going to get a 3rd charge mid as well.
And they got the Hextech Drake with all that going on as well. Soul point again at 18 minutes with a Hextech Soul.
Now Faker breaking in the mid lane. Again, Tarzan can fish for the pick. They might be able to find it here. Can they get Faker down? The pushback's still there. Faker trying to slide, trying to glide out to safety. The root is there. The damage follow-up is not, however. Carrier, the flash in, the handshake onto Scout. You will not take his mid laner.
Zeus pushing down the bottom side. They can retreat back to a Hextech Soul. No answers remaining for LNG. This feels like checkmate from T1. An incredible series that they have played. LNG have looked helpless to answer any of the plays from T1.
And it's Hextech Soul with a unhit Varus, a Azir with Nashers, and a monster fat Jace.
And Zeus, full confidence play. There's no reason he needs to do that, but he does it anyway. Feels like a victory march down the mid lane. Inhibitor knocked down. Again, T1 taking their time, don't need to overcommit. They have the waves on their side, they have the soul on their side, the gold lead, every advantage they could want. No reason to risk anything. It is slow, it is steady, it is controlled, it is massive damage. Gala firing back with the Inferno multi just to generate a little bit of space, but Scout getting chunks down. Don't even need a wave, just tearing through the tower as life bars shrink on the side of JDG, or LNG, excuse me. Hope dwindling. JDG on the minds of T1 looking ahead to the semifinals.
Zeus just isn't missing. It's ridiculous. It's like 20 shock blasts in a row that this guy has hit. He's monster fed, and he is just having them downloaded.
Back connected down to the wall. Zeus firing up with so much damage down. Go Zika. The pushback is massive. Gala knocked out at T1, eyes on the prize.
And it's the God of Thunder. He loves his lightning champions, and Jace was always his most iconic. And in this final game, Zeus shows why he still pulls it out.
Final push now, LNG, one last desperate hold, but they've got nothing left. And even as every other LCK team falls away, Faker stays standing. T1 stays standing. The last light of the LCK burns bright, and Busan is ahead to the semifinals.